Yeah, 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 yeah. Iron Fist, baby. Iron Fist. So I'm gonna let this audio video synchronize here. That's gonna be a good thing for you guys. So Iron Fist season 2 just dropped the teaser trailer. I know it dropped, I think it was a couple days ago, but I saw it. I was working on some stuff. I've been moving. I was getting all of this, the pops and everything set up for you guys and for myself. This is my garage, my safe space. This is gonna be a really nice little setup once I'm done. But I didn't get a chance to get to this, and now I'm going to, and I'm really glad because I am a huge fan of Iron Fist. I love Iron Fist. He was such a fun character for me because I was obsessed with martial arts growing up. I love Power Rangers. I watched all the Jackie Chan films, huge on Bruce Lee, just like everybody who ever got into martial arts. I mean, it's like a lot of the same stuff, especially people from my age range or in like, the 90s, 80s kids. That was what it was. You were obsessed with Power Rangers, you watched Jackie Chan, you watched all the martial arts films. And that was what it was. You loved to study those things. You want to learn karate. Now it's all about jiu-jitsu and you learn other things. All about bettering yourself. And the cool thing about Iron Fist is that in the comics, he was and is the greatest hand-to-hand combatant in the Marvel Universe. He is the bomb. And how he was supposed to be is that nobody could touch him. I mean, there was a handful of people that could go hand to hand with this guy, right? But they would lose. That was the point. I mean, like he was kind of like how Superman is basically like undefeatable. Iron Fist is like that, but he has this zenness to him. So even though he could destroy everybody if he tried, he's always holding back. And it's kind of like Spider-Man, but to the max. He's so zen, it's annoying to his partners. And that's where it gets really fun and funny, is that he'll be there and he's got the power of the dragon Iron Fist. He's got the double Iron Fists and he could just wreck everybody, but he holds back and he's like kind of Neo's everybody. He Neo like from the Matrix, like people will be coming at him and he's just like ducking, dodging and counters and parries and all kinds of like evasive spins, and he'll turn people's energy back on them and that kind of thing. He'll use cheat and like just put people to sleep. And all kinds of cool things that are like martial artsy and like mystical and that sort of thing. That's the Iron Fist everybody loves. The one that doesn't get hit. He's like Floyd Mayweather, right? So like whether you love or hate the guy, he is it's almost unarguable. He is the best defensive boxer of all time. And it's hard to argue with his statistics and the way that he boxes. You say he ducks and runs and he covers and he doesn't get hit. That's kind of the point of boxing, is hit and do not get hit. And he's a master at that, even if it's just jab, jab, jab here, cross here, whatever it is. He's the man because he keeps his guard up. He doesn't get hit. But Iron Fist is like so legit and so fast in his technique. He never gets hit. This was one of the major problems with his first season. So when Danny Rand comes on scene, he has already achieved the power of the Iron Fist. He already defeated Zhao Lao and came back from Kunlun, and he's already the champion. He's already the defender, but he's like, I have to go home and I have to find my people. He becomes imbalanced in his emotions, and therefore he gets cut off from his essentially what his training was to basically block out the world and all the distractions of the world and find inner peace and kind of balance your emotions and check your emotions so that you cannot be distracted by them. When you're in combat, you can have pure mind like state. You can be free to think in your combat and be like self-aware. It's a lot of like Buddhist training and that kind of stuff. It's inspired by Buddhist training, which a lot of martial arts is. But they spent a lot of time on two things that I think ruined the story. One was making sure that he was so flawed that he had somewhere to kind of go. They brought him down to the point that he was getting beaten up by common street ninjas. I mean, they introduce him and he's like warding off like homeless bums with like no problem. That should have kept going. He should have not been hit by like anybody. It should have gotten down to literally just the bosses of the bosses, and then maybe just do some Dark Knight stuff, like where Joker shows up and he's not going to be able to beat Batman, but he outthinks him in the way that it's like, I'm going to give you a choice. You can either take me out or you can save the people. You know, he puts the bombs on the ships and he makes them choose and like that kind of stuff. You could have played those games with Iron Fist, and that could have been where he starts to kind of like lose his focus. You could have done stuff like that. Not necessarily that. I'm not saying my way is the only way that it could have worked. But basically, people want to see Iron Fist because he is A, martial arts out the wazoo. I mean, like, you should have gotten Jason David Frank for this role. Like, you should have gotten, like, somebody who is a freaking master at actual martial arts and just had him go to town in the role, or have someone that's already, like, used to stunt work and, like, already is, like, into fight sequences and that kind of stuff. Part of the complaints was that Iron Fist was super choppy, right? Super, like, cuts and, like, cut in, cut out, cut in, cut out, where we already got a taste of Daredevil, where they did that, like, I think it was like a 6-7 minute hallway scene where it was one single cut fight scene nonstop where he's beating the tar out of these guys in the hallway. It's brutal, it's dark, and it was amazing. It was amazing. That's why people started watching Marvel Netflix. And it didn't interfere with the fact that people hated Ben Affleck's Daredevil from way back when he made that thing with, what was his name? I keep forgetting the name of the guy that did Bullseye, but whatever. Elektra was in it, Fisk was in it, and it was you know, a good idea, but it failed in execution, and it's just what it is. And so the cool thing about this teaser trailer, guys, to bring it all, the reason I went on this huge tangent about what it should be is that Marvel has been taking steps to make him better. So they knew that they were going to do his series as a kickoff for the Defenders. They knew that he was automatically going to be coming back there. So they made his entire season where he's kind of sucking. He just sucks. And then he has somewhere to go in the Defenders where he starts to kind of like find himself a little bit. He didn't get emotionally stable, but he did kind of step up a little bit whenever he was with Luke Cage. And that dynamic showed that he was more in the Zen area and he was kind of coming back into that place of being the Iron Fist. He has the power of the Iron Fist. He's able to use it now because he's becoming more stable, but he's still wrestling with that. That was what was kind of difficult there, why he wasn't perfect. His fighting was there. He was using the Iron Fist, and that was a huge complaint about Iron Fist, was that he didn't use the Iron Fist that often. Very, very rare. And in Defenders, he stepped up. In Luke Cage Season 2, quick spoiler alert really quick. If you haven't seen Luke Cage Season 2, I'm not going to get into any details. I will say one thing. He does make one appearance, and he shows off the fact that they've corrected his emotional instability, and he has gotten control over his spirit and his emotions. So he is the Zen guy again. He is in control now. And he's also, at the end of Defenders, we know that he steps up to take over as, not Daredevil, but he's taking over as the defender of Hell's Kitchen and New York. And so he is that guy now that Daredevil is AWOL. And so we'll talk about that in a different video. But yes, he's back, he's stable, and now we get this teaser, right? So he's been going up. He was way down here in his own show, which is kind of painful to watch. But I liked the show. Let me be clear. I liked Iron Fist. It should have stuck to one villain as the main big bad instead of shifting back and forth between this guy's the bad and then now this one's the bad, but they're not really the bad guy. This is the bad guy, and then this one, and then this one, and this is the one. They should have just kept one bad guy being up here and all these guys in like a hierarchy where he has to kind of go up the ladder. That would have been a lot better instead of having to shift the bad guy tracking all over the place. That was kind of hard. I still enjoy it. I'm still gonna rewatch it and all that. I like it, but I'm looking more forward to season 2 now because in the teaser trailer, it's very short. We only get a moment, a short moment to see in a slow motion of what they're looking at. It's a fight scene where I think only 8 or 9 punches are thrown from Iron Fist, and they're all kind of defensive like punches, like he's getting attacked, and he kind of just like boom, 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 boom. The beautiful thing about this short teaser was that he never got hit. This is a huge win. He was getting pummeled by street thugs and common garden variety Hell's Kitchen ninjas, which sounds like a lot, but not for the Iron Fist. The Iron Fist should be like, nobody can touch me except maybe Sabretooth. And, like a handful of people would be able to approach him in combat. Like, there shouldn't be that many people able to take on Marvel's greatest fighter. That shouldn't be a thing. And he should just be passive about how he uses it. He's trying not to hurt people. He's trying to just keep the peace and, take down people who are hurting other people, but in the least destructive way possible, using his Iron Fists conservatively. And that's kind of how he was in the comics. He wasn't just wrecking everybody. He would do it when it was necessary, and that's the bottom line. And which is why he was such a good pair with Luke Cage. They balance each other out. And he's all reserved. Luke Cage is like, let's just get it done. And that was their pairing, which is why they work so well. I'm very happy with this teaser trailer because it shows off the fact that he's not getting hit by anybody so far. I'm sure there's going to be more people. I believe his partner was what was his name? I think it was like Negan. I don't remember what it was. The guy who was his partner. Davos? I don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Davos. But it's been a little while since I saw it. But yes, his partner, the guy who was like the guy who came back from Kunlun, he's like, where have you been, brother? Like all that stuff. He's supposed to be sticking around as maybe the primary antagonist in the next series, which would be very nice because he can't beat Iron Fist, but Iron Fist doesn't want to hurt him. So that would be really interesting to see. If he's not holding back and Iron Fist isn't willing to hurt him, there could be a lot of trouble brewing if Davos is willing to go to some extremes again to provoke him or to cause harm to others or whatever the case might be. Maybe he's going to challenge him for the right to be the true champion of Kunlun. That would be awesome. I think there's a lot more they could do there, a lot more they could do with inner city crime. It would be great to get more of that. And I hope that in his second season, they include Luke Cage. I hope that just like Iron Fist shows up for a moment in Luke Cage, just a moment, I hope that Luke Cage is actually a little bit more of a heavier involvement in Iron Fist season 2. They cut to add text so that you could get some context for what's happening. You hear him talking. I think his acting got a little bit better just from it's a minute long. Very short. Again, it's not a whole lot, so we'll get to see what's coming as they drop an official trailer or as they drop the actual show. We're all going to binge it. It's going to be great. I'm hopeful. I love it. I love what I see so far. I hope that he gets the actual mask. I hope that they actually mask him over. He gets the tassels and he gets like the full getup, the green, the yellow, the dragon on the front. Or maybe he just goes shirtless and then he gets the pants. That would be tight too. Then he can just tear people up and kicks everywhere. I want to see it all. I want to see all of that. Maybe some more parkour like they did in the beginning. But give us the martial arts. That's why people like Iron Fist. That's why we follow that. So Marvel, if you're listening, give us that, and I think we're all gonna love it. We're all gonna love Danny Rand, and people will be able to kind of stop complaining about their disappointments in these things, because that's what people like to do on the internet. But you can kind of silence that if you make something awesome. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments if you guys agree with what I'm saying. If you disagree, let me know as well. I want to have this discussion with you, and let me hear if you guys saw the trailer and you didn't like it. Let me know why it bothers you, because I want to understand that. I want to meet you guys right there in the comment section to get a taste of what you're thinking. That's my bread and butter, and I want to have that talk. So if you like what you see and you like my videos, if you like me discussing these things, make sure to drop a like, make sure to comment, that helps, and then also subscribe and share this with a friend who might also be interested in these topics. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Make sure to turn on notifications to be alerted right away when I go live again or when I upload my next video. That way you guys can keep in the loop on all the latest movie news and trends. I'll put the link to the teaser trailer in the description of this video so of legend. Yeah!